This year's Dance India Asia Pacific 2020 has had two significant differences. The first is the daily online webinar sessions that have been taking place. This year we've had a total of 14 webinars, each day with two back-to-back sessions in the evening time for people to relax at home and watch each session performed and demonstrated and lectured by a varied range of speakers. The other interesting element of Dance India this year is the DIAP Conversations. Hosted by friends of Apsara Arts Devata, these sessions were particularly interesting because we featured and spotlighted two amazing personalities. The first personality is Alarmel Valli. She's a Padma Bhushan, an interesting person who has learned to make dance as part of her life. The second DIAP conversation is with actress and performer Shobana. Shobana is in conversation with Priyadarshini Govind, and in their conversation, they speak about Bharatanatyam at length, their relationship with it, and the legacy that they want to leave behind as well. I think many of these conversations help us to understand the artists behind the art. And by watching them in this way, we get inspired and we also come to know how the art inspires them in their own lives.
I'm truly grateful to the universe and divine power for making it possible this year dance ritual, Dance India Asia Pacific, even during this unprecedented time. Dance India Asia Pacific marks a very significant event to all the dancers' calendar annually. Dance India Asia Pacific is not just a lone learning from the great legends and to be inspired, but it also shows the stability of the arts future in Singapore for Indian classical dance and arts. And I really look forward to next year Dance India Asia Pacific as we commemorate the 10th year anniversary of this dance ritual.
I'm so proud of what Apsaras has done, which is, despite all the restrictions and of COVID and what they can do to bring people together, they really have said, let's do this, let's go ahead. They didn't want to give up. And of course, Esplanade, as an art centre who has always partnered Apsaras for Dance India, we were moved by their enthusiasm. We couldn't but say yes to what they had planned to do.
It is a matter of particular satisfaction that this event has gone on over so many years, currently in its 9th edition. It is also particularly gratifying that this year, during the time of the COVID-19 crisis, the organizers have decided to keep the tradition alive. It is important that avenues are provided to the art-loving public at a time like this, when such opportunities are at a premium.
In these unprecedented times the world is facing due to the pandemic, the arts have been the lifeline to keep our spirits buoyant, to keep us going somehow through these very difficult times. I send my hearty congratulations to Arvind Kumaraswamy, Artistic and Managing Director of Apsara's Arts, and wish the online festival all success.
I'd like to thank Arvind ji for the invitation. Our last international performance before this pandemic struck was in Singapore. So I really look forward to engaging once again with the dancers in Singapore.
This is the first year that DIAP will be presented through a blended format of online and offline masterclasses, demonstrations, talks, and dialogue sessions. Despite the challenges posed by COVID-19, the Council is very encouraged by the resilience that's shown by the arts community, which has so quickly adapted to presenting key initiatives in new formats. I would like to thank Temasek Foundation for your generous support of DIAP 2020 through NAC's newly launched Sustain the Arts or START Fund. I also want to thank the collaborators of DIAP 2020, Milap Fest, and Esplanade Theatres on the Bay, as well as supporters Tote Board Arts Fund and Lee Foundation.
This is my second year at Dance India. I think it is very lovely that Apsara's Arts is still holding this Dance India during the pandemic season, and I love that we can all still learn from the esteemed gurus via Zoom. It is a very interesting experience because they are not in person, but I really appreciate it.
This is my first time being in Dance India Asia Pacific. I've always wanted to attend Dance India for the past few years, and it was a really great experience for me. Even though it was through online, I got to learn a lot from them. It was a great experience for me to meet other dancers from different institutes in Singapore, and I got to learn a lot from each another.
Thank you Dance India Asia Pacific and Apsara's Arts for putting together this wonderful event. A week full of learning and enriching experiences with the lectures and talks by the amazing faculty members. It has been truly informative and an enriching experience.
I have been coming to Dance India Asia Pacific for the past few years. But what has been very different this year is that we don't have the faculty members with us physically. The classes have been conducted digitally, but I still think it's very motivating to see some students in our class after a long time coming together and dancing, because it is indeed good for us to push ourselves to try to achieve that perfection that the dance teachers are expecting from us on screen.
This is my first time to Dance India Asia Pacific, and I think it's a really interesting time that I've come because it's COVID this year. So as a number of dancers have mentioned, because of COVID, our faculty members couldn't come down. But I think it has been such a welcome break from everything, because we have all been dancing at home. But it's so nice to see our dance friends again, dancing with them and still learning new things despite the pandemic. And I think the best thing about DIAP is the sense of community that we have, you know, just spending a whole day just immersing in dance and music. So I feel like it's such a welcome break, and I think thanks Apsara for still going ahead with this.
I'm a regular at Dance India Asia Pacific. This is the 4th time I'm attending Dance India Asia Pacific, and this time I'm in the seniors group. Usually I come for the teachers training. I wanted to join the younger dancers, feel their vibe and be motivated to dance again. So this has been an amazing opportunity for me to get back to dancing after many years of teaching. I'm actually happy to come back and dance again. Many of my students are also attending the Dance India Asia Pacific in the foundation classes and in the intermediate classes. It's a very nice fraternity that comes together to learn from superstar gurus from India, to mingle with one another, to create a bond amongst the dance community in Singapore.
I'm really privileged to be in Dance India Asia Pacific 2020. Despite the pandemic, we have the privilege of being here in Goodman Arts Centre and learn through the master classes. I'm privileged to learn a Pallavi from Padma Shri Dr. Ileana Sitarasthi. I also had the privilege of working with the very young children for a Navarasa workshop on emotional intelligence and the Navarasas. I also had the privilege of participating in the Dance India showcase at Esplanade Theatres.
It's my first time attending the Dance India Asia Pacific 2020. It's an amazing experience. I learned a lot. Despite the situation, I think we still managed to get a lot of close-up interactions with Indian classical dance experts such as Ms. Priyadashini Govind and Dr. Swarnamalai Ganesh. I'll definitely come back next year.
So I've been attending Dance India regularly, and I think this is the 9th time that I'm coming for Dance India. And every single time it's a fun-filled experience, and it's probably the most amazing event for dance and music and Indian arts in general every year. And even though this year, due to the situation, things have been a bit different, the experience is still the same, and we're still learning many new things. And I just know that as Dance India progresses throughout the years, it's going to get greater and greater.
This year's Dance India is definitely a new experience for all of us. We had to practice social distancing, sanitizing, wearing of masks, and it was definitely a new set of challenges that we had to go through this year. We need to fix the internet connection, the Zoom links, and we had to also make sure that we limit the number of participants in each room. And even though they are here physically, we still had to do the temperature taking, and we had to ensure that safety is taken care of. But despite that, I hope all the participants had enjoyed themselves, and we look forward to having you again next year.
It is wonderful how from the first year, every year a new element is added. It started with training and technique of pure dance and abhinaya, lots of fantastic performances of great legendary artists, a lot of lectures, demonstrations, everything designed to provide the best learning atmosphere and experience for young students and for the faculty.
As part of DIAP 2020's opening, we are showcasing Karna Va, a beautiful presentation by 3 amazing dancers from the Apsaras Dance Company, Singapore. This unique presentation shows 3 solo presentations in an ensemble setup. What makes it even more special is 3 different dance forms, Bharatanatyam, Kathak, and Odissi, are being presented with the Tamil song as a supporting music.
I have to congratulate Apsara, which has been curating this for all these years, and particularly Aravind Kumaraswamy, who has been in charge of this whole festival. And it's a great pleasure that Singapore Arts Council has again supported this very meaningful festival.
Our partners in Singapore, Apsaras Arts, have done an incredible job in bringing together this year's event. It's credit to Aravind Kumaraswamy, Apsaras Arts and the National Arts Council that since 2011 in Singapore, DIAP has been supporting the development of individuals and the art forms that are part of this movement here in the Asia Pacific region.
This is the 9th edition of Dance India Asia Pacific since we started it in 2012. This is a new normal, and we had many challenges to putting together this annual dance convention. We thought cancelling it due to the COVID. With a balanced way of organizing, with the blended with both online and physical lessons, the delegates have had a way to experience Dance India Asia Pacific once again this year. It would not be possible without the faculty who voluntarily agreed to come online and endure 3-4 hours of continuous watching on the Zoom screens and assisting and teaching, inspiring and encouraging the delegates from Singapore. We are also very pleased to see many delegates who came from other countries joining in on the online sessions. This year was a special year too, because we introduced music for the first time, and we had vocal master classes and Mridanga master class along with the dance master classes. We are very grateful to all the faculty who made this possible to Dance India to continue without a stop. I would like to also acknowledge our partners who came together to ensure that we can continue Dance India this year. Esplanade Theatres on the Bay for coming together to make the first ever digital Dance India Showcase production, and also to Mudra Cultural Fine Arts for coming together to do a fringe event bringing artists from Kerala online. We hope that Dance India Asia Pacific will continue to inspire our Singaporean artists to strive forward in their journey in learning Indian classical dance.